Talk about worldview, how you see the world, how you see the world, and how you see yourself in that world determine at least two things, three things actually. Number one, it will determine what you're going to end in your life. It will determine how you engage with life, and it will determine whether you suffer or you don't. All right. So let me break that down a bit more. So let's say I have been taught from the moment I was born to depend on an individual for my sustenance, or that I had to perform certain things in my life in order for me to find my salvation. Say if taught that stuff, I wouldn't know how to think it, that worldview. So you have people that's always creating authority. So you create your worldview first. Your language becomes the prison within which you operate. You can't see beyond that because we're not taught how to. Now, this gives you your identity, who you think you are, your persona, your mask that you and I all when we interact with the world. So, if my worldview pandemic was that if someone I'm going to be free die to the point that it affected so many relationships because the world changes your behavior. And this worldview always comes from authority. So those stand this simple psychology recognize it's to control an individual. Usually authority to change their worldview. So your worldview, they have to do this. You change their worldview, they question. You can't question the science. You can't question religion. You can't question traditions. Worldview. You couldn't question your parents. So it creates your identity. This identity, then, we live in this identity. Take this identity to be us. And we're always defending. We're always engaged in sound. There's always a duality in that. There's always a good part and the shadow part. Always going on. All of us have it. All of us have it. Problem is, we try to either fight those two or we associate ourselves with one and not the other. Then changes your behavior. Your worldview also changes your emotional state. So if my worldview is that if I go out in the sun, I'm going to become ill, then I'm not going to go out in the sun. And when the sun shines, worldview. Unless we can step out of our worldview, we don't see it. So when we come across different cultures, different people, different way of life, really all it is the meeting of two people. Views are different. Once we begin to recognize, hey, my world is as fake as everyone else. We're not that invested in it certain. I know that. For I shall, I will defend my worldview to the end. We're not that concerned about it. We're not bothered about the politics. We're not bothered about the color to divide this with that. Say you don't accept this worldview, therefore you're a racist. Two words. See how you are managed, all of us. Provided there's only one thing, your authority. The moment you question your authority and you realize it is no authority, you are your authority, like I am. Only I know what I am, what you are. How can someone else tell you? This is up. This is how we begin to recognize, oh wow, I've been taken for a ride, and I'm afraid we have. Just the way it is, just the way. So we are about to enter the picking up. All of this, someone comes and look, if you must be first crazy. Then they give you the medicine. Make the world first. Come for the medicine. Once we begin to realize being, you have been gifted this moment in life, you feel no, no, no. This is what we've been schooled in. That you and I are little fragile egos. We're here, we've got to get this. Get the wife, get the husband, get this, that, and the other, whatever to be necessary. Unless all those you failed in life, what we buy into, all our life accordingly. Just to realize none of it mattered. Why? Because we were too looking at that which isn't real. Do you really, and my life is here and die? Ask yourself, most of your life, how precious this is. This is what we're coming to terms with. That the human being and life is profound. It's profound. And if we understand the worldview, not through knowledge, it's telling you, but through your own experience. So if you put your hand burns, your worldview is don't touch the fire. Yeah, true. Because I still do it because I don't know what it means. So our worldview, when we look around us, we can experience certain things that are happening right now in front of us. The first thing that we is there is a day and a night. Can't disagree with that one, can we? So it's always a realize that cycle through the week, through the month, through. If the world was simply matter on its own, then all those who have, don't you think there would have been a huge pile of them somewhere? No, dynamic. We born, we live, eat, we drink, our very existence isn't static. Dynamic thing happening continues. All of us. All. This is organic, will maintain going. We may think the world and the planet will die unless we put things in our. No. That is actually unfolding without. That realization allows us that we too are part of that. Are you a woman? Are you a Sikh? Are you a this? Are you a that? You become part of the whole. Because we've been part of the whole. Realization allows us to have a space of being able to choose that benefit us as living beings, rather than society, which simply has taken us for a ride. Meditation allows us to step beyond the thoughts, emotions, beyond that, into that space that consistently have elements of peace, tranquility, silence, stillness. It's the same. And the more it's the same, should allow you and I to recognize that within us, which we can all reside within, which allows us to recognize the phenomenon that's taking being a myriad of stuff going on. These politics don't matter. And the moment we take our attention away, the power, if we're involved in dramas, then there's hell. Because I'm now looking for attention. Phone, your WhatsApp, friends, everything wants the strength to go through some of the changes that are now starting to ourselves or that. Because if we do it ourselves now, it'll be dealt with. That's just the way life is sorting itself out. We, all part of balance that's being. So have hope happening, meditate, allow yourself to ground in the moment and look around. You are not in control. You are in control of your attitude. Nothing more, nothing less. So we'll begin our meditation. So as usual, we begin with adjusting the posture. It's a deliberate attempt to adjust the posture. Close eyes. If you feel uncomfortable in closing your eyes, you have them open, look to the ground, but not focus on anything in particular. Allow your back to stretch a little bit so it feels straight and upright, but not rigid. If you pull your chin in slightly, you'll notice the back of the neck will stretch. Allows us to align the neck with the head and the spine. Make sure it's comfortable. Moving to your shoulders, make sure they're not hunched. Allow them to be pulled back a little bit. And when you pull them back a little bit towards the heart, and just notice, does it feel open or does it feel contracted? That space, just for a moment. Now move to the chair or the floor, seating, and allow yourself to be held, meaning recognize that the ground chair holds you in place, so you can afford to loosen up a bit. Moving gently now to the sensations in your body where your body may touch where or the seat you are. Notice that you have sensations. From you gently move your focus towards your hips. Tension is simply aware of the sensations. From your hips as you move your thighs towards your knees. Again, notice the sensations. All you do. Commentary, no judgment. Breathing from as you breathe out, you move your focus down towards your ankle. Again, scanning the calf, scanning the shin, and arrive at the ankle. From your ankle, become aware of your toes of your feet. Notice you can take your focus towards your toes. And you can bring your focus towards the heel. Gently bring your focus back to your seat. You're actually embedded. You're embedded onto you. You can eat from the environment that surrounds you. You are held by the ground beneath you. Just allow yourself to locate yourself in the here and the now. Here, located here. Gently up your back, from your lower back towards your middle back. Again, noticing in present. It's like a diagnosis. Think of it, and then back towards your shoulder blade. Any sensations that are dominant, your neck, niche, moving from your shoulder blades towards your shoulders. Breathe out, allow yourself to move your shoulder, elbow. And what we're doing here is becoming present other than just being in the head. From your wrists, move to the palms of your hands and hold it there for a few moments. And you may notice that the center of the palm begin to change. Allow it to gently. As you breathe in, focus towards your eyes. Notice the darkness. And if you're thinking, what's the story? What are you telling yourself? Notice the darkness, and as you breathe out, allow this part of the body to soften. In, coming back towards your mouth. Notations around your lips first. Now your awareness within. Notice the sensations on the roof of your mouth. All we're doing is just scanning different parts of our body. Notice your tongue. Does it feel firm or does it feel soft? Allow it to soften, which allows you to relax. Allow your jaw to soften. And then as you breathe out, allow it to soften. Your next breath in, once again becoming aware as best as you can, sensing it. Just a quick scan from the top of your head, moving down. Notice anything in the body that's dominant, like a pain, an ache, a tightness. Notice where it is. That's all we need. Next breath in, bring your focus towards face. And by that we mean our thoughts and how we're feeling. So bring your focus first towards your thoughts. Of today. What thoughts are present within you right now, if any? How does your mental space feel? Does it feel excited? Does it feel tense? Does it feel fresh, clear, fatigued? Now moving your focus to the chest, coming to the center of your chest, on the surface of your chest. And begin to notice the movement of your chest in rhythm. Notice as you breathe in, the chest moves out. And see if you can notice them. Becoming present to ourselves. Notice the sensations around your ribs. And there are sensations even around the back. And now moving your focus a bit deeper into yourself. It's right in the center of your body, right in your chest. Hold your focus a moment. Notice how you're feeling right now. Is this moment settled or unsettled? Is or is this moment anxious? How do you Are you with those? Being honest with ourselves. Next breath, gently open awareness, listen to the sound. Allow any sound that's around you to not looking for it, you're not seeking, you're simply listening. Listening. Gently bring your focus just beneath your nose and begin to notice the movement of your breath. Allow the breath to breathe by itself. And you're simply using the breath as a guide to remain present. That the in-breath has a start and an end. Notice that your out-breath has a start and an end. The in-breath begins, lasts for a while, and then stops. There's a little gap before the breath begins, lasts for a while, and then stops. See if it's the gaps between the breath. Follow your out breath all the way to and relax, allowing your awareness to become synchronized with the movement of the breath. Stay with your breath. Being distracted by a sound, my voice, or a thought, notice that following your out breath all the way till the end. Notice how you're breathing now. How does the breath feel? Does it feel light or does it feel heavy? Feel long and short, being absorbed. as your breath feels short. Now, if you bring your focus, try and listen to the sound of your breath. Notice in breath as best as you can. And listening to your breath. 100%. So listening there's the moment of now. Your breath. Open the sound of your breath. Hear and keeping your focus just beneath your nose, sitting with your breath in silence. Now, gently expand your awareness, becoming aware of your whole body. Notice how the body feels in this moment. Still sitting in the same can, you can send coming to your, and then notice the ground beneath your feet. Bring your focus back to your. Notice how you remain silent, the body and upright, and relaxed. Your eyes are still closed, and your face is relaxed. Back to your breath. Now, as the breath in, you can sense your breath out. You can sense your body breathing out. Next bell, draw a few deep breaths. Open your eyes. Take your time.